Hi, everyone. Welcome to Great at Events. I'm your host, Delaney Hall. Welcome to another week. More events, more festivals, just that time of year. I feel like I say that literally every week, but it's true. But as always, we do want to start with your forecast with Maddie D. Matt, we have literally seen rain for so long. Please tell me something good.
Yeah, so great news, right? So we're talking about some decent weather today with partly sunny skies, upper 70s. Friday, partly sunny, 80. Saturday, Sunday, mostly sunny, 81 Saturday, 82 Sunday. Could not be better for this weather. So we're good. Let's go to the events. Let's have some fun. And let's eat some food, and let's celebrate some culture.
You just kind of said everything I was going to say in the
next
like 30 seconds. You're done. You're out. All right. So the first event I want to talk about is the 64th Armenian Food Festival. Mm-hmm. We actually just had them on our 9 a.m. show, if you guys were watching that. Marty came out and spoke about what we can expect. But I do want to bring up some photos. This is all happening at St. James Armenian Church over on Pepper Avenue in Richmond. I think this is, don't look at this sign. I'm going to go to the next sign. That's from years past. But it is tomorrow and Saturday from 11:30 to 9. Exactly what it sounds like. Armenian food, Armenian culture. There's church tours, dancing, live music. Matt, have you had Armenian food in general before?
I have, yeah. I didn't get the chance to have some today when Marty came in because I had to leave the studio to do some stuff. But, I mean, I have had it. In fact, I have a friend from my high school years who was an Armenian family, and he would bring in some food, or if we go over to his house, or we had guys poker night when we're 16, right? That kind of a thing. There was always, it was awesome. Great stuff.
Yeah, they have some amazing selections. So Marty brought over some desserts, which I learned, we've heard it be called baklava, but in Armenian it's paklava with a P. I just pulled up the menu here.
Can you say the almond cookie? This was on the show. Folks.
Yeah, he told me, and I was like, I am not even going to try.
Delaney was like, hey, we'll move on because I have no chance of getting this.
He said it beautifully, and I was like, I cannot ruin
I get it for sure.
But there's all kinds of different things. They're most famous for their high burger, I hear. It's won a ton of awards, and it's a combination of sirloin and lamb. There's kebabs, there's hummus, baklava, pastries, there's Armenian wine and beer. Whole lot of fun. They have been doing this for so long, for 64 years. They're the only Armenian church in Virginia. Marty was saying how folks come from Charlottesville, from Hampton Roads. I believe there is an Armenian church in D.C. and in North Carolina, he said, but this is the only one in Virginia. So he said it's a small community, big culture, which perfect way to put it. So that's 11:30 to 9 Friday and Saturday. It is free to get in. Pay as you go. There is a to-go option, I believe, a whole schedule of events, and an entire menu online. So again, if you just look up St. James Armenian Church, it should be up there. So yeah, it should be exciting. I'm excited. Okay, that is just one of the many events happening this weekend. I want to bring up our handy dandy list. Here it is. Powhatan's Festival of the Grape at Historic Courthouse Village on Saturday. Okay, we love a wine festival. Maddie, I'm going to bring you back in here. Sure. So this is Saturday from 11 to 6 at the Historic Courthouse Village. You can sample Virginia wineries, cideries, distilleries, and 4 different bands. There's a lot. I mean, I'm looking at the list, and I can over 24 different types.
Or distilleries,
are you a brewery guy?
I'm a brewery guy, craft beer. I do love that. I also do enjoy wines, but I'm not a distillery guy. So when we get into the bourbons and the scotches and things like that, it's just not my thing.
Yeah, certainly an acquired taste.
For sure.
But yeah, I have meaderies here, wineries, distilleries from all over, which is pretty cool. This will cost you money to get in. Tickets range from $20 to $35.
Okay.
$35 is an adult ticket that gets you a wine and glass tasting from participating vendors. So you are paying a little bit more, but
you're getting your inclusion there.
Yeah. Yes. So this is at the Historic Courthouse Village, but with parking, you can park around the festival, or they also have parking at Powhatan Elementary School just down the road on Old Buckingham Road. So they got you covered there. I feel like it's going to be a perfect...
It's going to be a great weekend to be out and about. You want to be outside no matter what.
Yeah. And there's going to be local vendors. A lot of people love shopping at some of the festivals around here, and a lot of food trucks. So you will have option to buy food with all of the wine that
Right.
you are drinking responsibly.
There you go.
Okay. I next want to talk about the 2nd Street Festival. A lot of folks are excited about this. If you've never heard it, it's huge in Richmond. This is the 36th year of it. This is happening on Saturday from 11 to 7 and Sunday from 1 to 6. Essentially, 8 blocks along 2nd Street are going to be blocked off from East Broad Street to East Jackson Streets. And it celebrates the rich culture of that area of Jackson Ward. Long ago, 2nd Street was called the heart and soul of the African-American community, called the Harlem of the South. So this really celebrates that. There's going to be 3 stages of music, a kids zone, vendors, artists row, and they have some headliners for Saturday and Sunday, which is pretty cool. Saturday, the headliner is Arrested Development.
Oh, wow. Tennessee.
Yeah.
Tennessee.
We got our
to my
friend.
right here is Howie Williams, our famous photographer you hear us talk about. So if you hear noises on the side, and you want to talk about a guy who knows just about everything. Hold on, I'm going to lean in here. I'm going to get yelled at for this.
There he is.
There's Howie, okay? Just so you know. And
I will tell you, when I was talking about 2nd Street Festival, he was nodding his head, and I was like, oh, thank goodness I'm doing this okay.
So, 2nd Street Festival, back in its heyday, Hall Street was the heart and soul of Black culture. Some of everybody who was a musician, entertainer, whatever, always came through Hall Street when they came through Richmond. A lot of music, a lot of great art, and Arrested Development. That's pretty good.
Have you been to the
Wendell,
2nd? Did you go to the 2nd Street Festival last year, Howie?
I did not go last year, but I've gone plenty of years. I've either been a patron or I've worked it.
Okay.
So I've been around it for
Yeah.
quite a long time.
I love that you're here and we're talking about this right now.
You no longer need me, okay? I'm just saying.
So,
Just keep
hey,
Howie.
just a quick little plug about the Armenian Festival.
Okay.
I've never tasted Armenian food, but I rented my first apartment from an Armenian gentleman named Mr. Bandazian, who is still in business today.
Oh.
So, Mr. B, what's happening, bro?
You may see him there. If you see Howie there, he's looking for you. Don't be surprised. I love that story, Howie. But Sunday's headliner, Desiree Roots.
One of my best friends. We went to Virginia Union together. She is a songbird. Trust me.
Howie, I'm so
You
glad
will
you're here.
enjoy Desiree.
Sorry, thanks for I love the cameo from Howie.
Awesome. I mean, I yelled at for moving the camera. Who cares?
He said, I'll worry about that later. And you may have heard about this, Howie. Mervyn Mayo,
Yes.
the Richmond police
Richmond police
officer who
officer.
went on that show and the really talented, he will be performing at 2 p.m. on
that's-
Sunday.
Just as great.
I love that.
Just
I
as
think it's
great.
so cool.
I mean, everybody in the city saw him when he was on America's
Yeah.
Got Talent. So.
Good opportunity. It's a
Good
good opportunity.
opportunity.
If you can enjoy all that music, but they're also offering some free walking tours by some local guides around here. If you really want to learn about the history of Jackson Ward, it is so rich and there's so much to learn. They're going to be meeting on the sidewalk at the Maggie Walker National Historic Site, 2nd and East Lee Street. Leave at 3 on Saturday and 3 on Sunday, and it'll last you about an hour. So you can learn some history and enjoy some nice music. Howie, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
All right, I'm going to go back to my list now. I love that he's here. We also have Oystoberfest. This is Saturday from noon to 6 at St. Thomas Episcopal Church in the historic Ginter Park. That's at 3602 Hawthorne Avenue in Richmond. It is free. There's a lot that you can do at Oystoberfest. Are you an oyster fan, Maddie?
I am an oyster fan. So back in the day when I used to do, was it Let's Eat RVA or RVA
Yes.
8 on your plate, whatever it was. I can't remember what we called it. Roby Martin, who we did it with, took me down to East Coast Provisions, and there I met a guy by the name of Todd Janeski. Long story, sorry. But anyway, he then explained all the 7 regions of oysters for Virginia, from very salinity to no salinity, and really, really cool. And that's when I actually developed my love for oysters. So it was only a couple of years ago. Yeah.
I like that, learning about the history and
Yep.
where you're getting your food from as a new appreciation.
So there used to be this thing when you eat oysters, you couldn't eat oysters out of the month that wasn't ending in an R. So, December, right? November, but anyway, you wouldn't have them in July, August, June, May.
Right.
That has completely changed now because there are so many oyster farms in Virginia. You could have them 12 months a year, which is really great. They're super awesome. But here's something even better. A lot of the oysters that you have in restaurants and highbrow restaurants in New York City, in Los Angeles, in Vegas, in Denver, in Miami, all come from our oyster farms here along the Chesapeake Bay. Incredible stuff, yeah.
That
really
is incredible that it's so local and so fresh.
Yeah.
So at the Oysterberfest, they're going to have oysters, but also brats, beer, and bands.
So that's like right up my alley.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. There's actually 5 different bands that are going to be there. All the proceeds go to St. Thomas outreach programs. So they have a ton, but I just listed a couple. Food Pantry, a Mission Quest, which is like a summer mini mission experience, Caritas, St. Thomas Day School. So you're supporting some good causes, and you get your hands on some local oysters.
Yeah, great stuff.
And I believe you have to get some tickets for like beer and some oysters. So once you get there, you can like figure it out. Because different, like a dozen raw or steamed oysters, it's like 16 tickets. Half a dozen raw, and 9 tickets. So, but I would just honestly figure that out when you get down there.
Yep.
But you are in downtown Richmond, and it is street parking only. So prepare yourself. Maybe perhaps do a ride share. If you don't like parking. But honestly, every time I've gone down to that area, I've never had trouble finding parking. You just kind of give yourself a couple extra minutes.
The good news is on weekends, the parking restrictions are relaxed a bit, so you can find a spot.
Absolutely. So you got some options there. All right, so last on my list, I want to talk about the 21st Richmond Veg Fest at Bird Park. This is starting at noon on Saturday, so noon to 6. Over 100 vegan-friendly vendors, 3 stages of entertainment. The main mission here, highlight resources in the community to move to a plant-based or vegan diet and lifestyle. When I say there's something for everybody in the city,
there's something for everybody.
There is something for everybody in this city. This seems like it's going to be very well attended. So it actually started in 2003 by volunteers and has just continued to grow. I feel like we said that about a lot of festivals, but it just shows that Richmond loves our festivals and events.
For sure, yeah.
So the highlight here is a veggie dog eating contest.
A veggie dog eating contest.
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay. So plant-based hot dog, I'm
yes.
assuming, right? Yeah.
Yes. There's also going to be cooking demonstrations, a kids patch area with arts and crafts. So really leaning into that lifestyle and diet change if people want to learn more about that. So everything sold and served is 100% vegan. So if you follow a vegan diet, you don't have to worry about anything that you are not expecting. That you'll be fine there. And there is some free parking in the Dogwood Dell parking lot, so you should be good there. But again, like we always say, ride share is never. It was invented for a reason, right? But yeah, that's all I really have. There's honestly a lot that we didn't even get to cover. So. Do you got anything else to add, Maddie?
I got nothing. I mean, outside of having great weather, what more would I have to say?
That is a wonderful contribution. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Again, we do this every Thursday. If you have an event you want us to learn more about, talk about, send us an email at news@wrc.com. And for now, we'll see you next week.